What up, party people? It's your girl Ellie B coming at you live from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It's been 2 weeks since my last vlog, so I figured I'd just give you guys a quick update on our lives. So let's dive in. Okay, so exciting things have been happening since my last update. Actually, not much has happened since my last update, other than I turned 29, 29, which sucks. I mean, I'm very close to 30. I feel very old. My parents should feel old for having an almost 30-year-old. Robert's almost actually 30, which is like, ugh, that's horrible. Anyway, so let's see. On Saturday was my birthday. I woke up to go on the 10K. I had been training, so it started off with me telling one of my friends, like, oh, I'm going to beat you. Like, I was a total biatch about it. I was like, I'm going to beat you. Ha, 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 I'm faster, whatever. And then I started training, and I was like, I'm going to die, actually. So when you finish, send an ambulance to pick me up, because I'm probably still at the finish line with, like, a broken leg. Ha, ha, ha. So we get there. We're together. Robert and I actually before go to pick up our bibs. And, like, if you've ever done a race before with bib collection, or, like, even if you've done, like, a marathon, so, like, for me in Greece, little drop there, when I ran my marathon in Greece, the, like, bib collection is, like, a thing. Like, you go and you pick up your, like, little number, and you get, like, a little goodie bag, and then they have, like, an expo with, like, running shoes, and it's playing music, and it's hype, and, like, all these booths with different, like, running protein bars, and shoes, and clothes, and groups, and all this stuff. And so we were expecting a lot because Saudi's a lot. And we were like, they have the money. They'll put the money in to make it, like, cool. We were wrong. We were absolutely incorrect. They did not put the money in to make it cool. They just had, like, a bunch of Saudi booths. And it was all in Arabic. And it was all, like, Saudi sports teams. And I'm like, there are international people here, right? Like, you should at least have, like, an English subtitle. So, like, one of the only ones that had a translation. And I think it had to have been translated wrong. But it was basketball, sports, and other netted activities for people in a seated position or within chairs on wheels. So basically wheelchair athletics. But they, like, really made it convoluted. And the pictures were all just basketball. But I was like, what is happening? Where even are we? There was no running attire you could buy, nothing. Ugh. So we, like, kind of wandered around the expo hoping for something, getting nothing. Anyway, so we got our bibs, and then the next day was the race, and we got there. It was chaos. No signs for parking, nothing. Just, I hope you figure it out. Get there when you get there. We've closed all the roads. Good luck. So we did end up getting there, luckily with some time to spare. But what they didn't tell you is that what you think is the start line is actually access to the start line. And then it's another, like, quarter to half mile. It took us 32 minutes to walk from the access to start line to the start line. So our race is supposed to start at 9. We got there at, like, 8:15. Like, got, like, into, like, the village, they called it, at 8:15. Was, like, at the start line at 9, ready to go. And they're like, all right, to the start line. So then 32 minutes later, when we actually started, because there was 43,000 people running one of the 4 races. There was, like, 20,000, like, half were running the 10K, or were participating in the 10K. But, like, nobody, because Saudi wanted the populace to, like, get involved, and they wanted more people to run and to do athletics, which is so good. Great. Except they didn't, like, say how to do it. So nobody knew what they were doing. So a lot of people were just running, and then they'd stop. And then they'd run and they'd stop. A lot of people had, like, their book bags or, like, their purses or, like, were in jeans doing a 10K at, like, 9 in the morning. So it was kind of like, what are you doing here? You don't know what you're doing. Nobody's told you what to do. So, and it was very packed. Like, I wish I had a picture. Robert has the picture, but I'm too lazy to get it from him. There's so many people. The sides of Robert and I's knees were aching because we were having to, like use our, what's it called? Our ACLs to, like, dodge people because there were so many people running this race. You were, like, having to, like go in and out. So we start. I'm following my friend that I was like, oh, I'm gonna win. And then I was like, nah, I'm gonna die. And I'm following behind her because she's got a great pace. And then she slows down to drink water and take a picture. And she had, like, the flu for the week before. So she was, like, kind of, like, suffering because there was a dust storm and whatever. And I was like, if I slow down, I'll stop. And then I'll never run again. Like, I'll just be walking the rest of it. And it was, like, kilometer 3. I'm like, I am not walking the next 7. I can at least do 5 kilometers. I can do half of a 10K. And so I passed her. And then my competitive side kicked in and was like, you're going to have to win this race. So I kept assuming she'd come up behind me, but I was like, my dad calls it chasing rabbits. So like I had picked a rabbit to chase, right? Like you just run the pace a little bit slower than the person that you pick. So I was picking this rabbit and then he would stop and try his shoes. So I had to pick a new rabbit and then they would end up like stopping or starting to sprint or falling down. Like it was ridiculous. I ended up chasing like 15 rabbits. And Robert was running really slow because his calves were like being funky. So he didn't end up even catching me until the 5th kilometer. And then he finally showed up and I was like, where have you been? You are way faster than me. He's like, I was trying to take it slow. I'm like, okay. So I did end up beating her, which then I felt bad because I was like, I made such a funk. And then I made such another funk. And now I ended up beating you. I'm like, sorry. So I ran it in 58 minutes. Go me. Robert ran it in 52. And then she actually did her, she PR'd at a minute or an hour and 4 minutes, which was great. She like cut 10 minutes off of her time from before. Sensational. Pardon me. That's for you, Lainey. I'm tired because of everything I did last night, but I'll get there. So after the race, we did a brunch. We had like 15 people. I pretty much threatened everyone that they had to come or I would be very disappointed. So we don't know if they came for me or because they felt like they had to. I said you needed an excused absence to not come. Like you had to tell me why you couldn't be there. And I had to be like, yes, that's a good reason. Like being in the foreign country. Yes, good reason. So we had brunch in the DQ and I got sung to. I ate delicious cake. Absolutely delicious cake. Had a great time with my friends. The food was like not that good. The eggs were good, but like the French toast was weird, but the cake was really good. And I got a balloon, which is right here. And I got cookies, and it was a good time with good people, good friends. Because a lot of them did, I think like most of them did the race as well, some version of the race, either walk the 10K or the 4K or whatever. And then after lunch, that lasted like 3-ish hours, Robert and I went to my improv group. I took cupcakes because I don't like the cakes here. They're too dry. So I wanted to make my own. So I made cupcakes for myself. Took them to improv. We had about 5 people there, which was a normal size. And then Robert, and he did a great job. I mean, Robert did a really good job. And we had a good time. We did end up doing like a little 30 minutes over our normal time, which was fine. Everybody was enjoying it. We had a fun time, did some fun things. I played a game I did not like, and I was like, I don't like this game. But then I got to redeem myself. But all in all, good time. But then we were exhausted, right? Because we had woken up really early, and we'd been nonstop, and I'd been in the same bra for like a long time. So I'm like, I need to change clothes. So we came back and showered, got in the pool to like relax our muscles because my legs at that point were killing me because we were driving all around town, and it took forever. And so we got in the pool, and then we showered. I'm like, I don't want to go back out. Like, I thought maybe I'd go out for my birthday dinner or something with Robert, but then we both decided, like, absolutely not. So we ordered P.F. Chang's and Five Guys, like, my favorite parts from each. And then we just watched TV, and it was, like, the best ending to a birthday ever. And Robert, I don't know if you can see on the couch, this, not his banjo, but this here, my birthday, he got me a blanket that has my map from my book in it. So when I wrap up in it, I'm like wrapped in my own world. Like, how cool was that? It's pretty cool. Anyway, I got a bunch of great stuff. Eliza got me a gift card to join the juice. Mom and Dad got me a massage, which was needed. The Hearts got me this painting that I really liked from this cafe that, like, I'm obsessed with. It's this painting of this girl, like, going like this. And it's called, like, Pondering. She's beautiful. Then my friend Massa got me, like, these earrings that are like the sun and the moon and some jewelry. And then there's a pillow. Oh, you can't see it. There's a pillow in this chair here. That is like an inside joke between the two of us about like tea and gossip and a book we like. So well loved on my birthday. Loved it so much. My friend got me a necklace, which is hanging right. You can barely see. You can see like the rock portion of it. A great birthday with great friends, and it was sensational. And then I had Sunday off to kind of like vibe. Well, I had my massage on Sunday, which was great. She did a pressure point, the massage lady. And I, like, my past lives felt the pressure point because it was, like, behind my knee, but it was, like, it, like, radiated, like, to the front. I don't know. I was like, oh, could you do that again? Like, I felt like something was being unlocked in my leg. And then she, like, went like this down, like, every single chink in my IT band. And I was like, ugh, I'm dying. But it was very nice. I came out being, like, zenned all to hell. But That's to say, Sunday went by without a hitch. Been writing a bunch, meeting with my friends online, obviously. And then Monday, we had my panel, my first ever panel as an author. And it was me and a girl whose book comes out in March. She's writing like a Gossip Girl meets Agatha Christie. It's called the Knightsbridge Club or something like that. Her name's Mariana. Give it a Google. Sounds kind of interesting. It's like upper echelons of London, and then there's like some crime involved, and they're like kind of based on true stories. So we got to read. There was like 100 people signed up to come, but then only like I'd say like 45 came, which was a bummer. But it was a good like small group that we could have like a discussion afterwards. And it was a good networking event as well. But so it started off. We got to read parts from our books. Me, Mariana, and then the other girl was an artist, and so we all read parts from our books. And because the artist is a coffee table book, I read one of my scenes that I love. For those of you who've read the book, it's the scene where Callan realizes that he like is in love, he's falling in love with her, and that like she's his, and like 'cause he hears her laugh for the first time, and he's like, "This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life," and like I want to drown in that sound. Like I will do anything to make her laugh again. And I read it every time, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I wrote that! Like what? I'm amazing." Anyway. So I read that part. People were like, "Oh," and then the like MC was like, "Okay, I thought your book had dragons in it." I was like, "It does. It has dragons, but it also has love, duh." But the panel was really good. Robert trained me because he said, your face gives subtitles, and you need to make sure that it remains a pleasant neutral the whole time. Like you cannot be like, because my face will do that, as we all know. So I did a good job of being like. Like the whole time, very pleasant neutral. A bunch of my friends came, which was lovely. But one of them, and I won't say which one, but one of the panelists was very mean and contradicted every single thing I said. And honestly, if you're watching this right now, you know who you are. And like, girl, I'll say it to your face. You're mean. You're not nice. Confront me. I don't care. But so I did a really good job when she was being mean to me in front of the crowd of being like, interesting perspective. Interesting. Like at one point she calls me closed-minded. And I was like, I don't think that's the answer. I don't think that's what you wanted to say. That wasn't it, Chief. She was very strange. I won't waste any more breath on her, but if you want to know the tea, you just text me because I have the tea. I've got a lot of things to say. But I did such a good job with my face that afterwards my friends were like, "You did good on the panel, but you kept your face so neutral." I was like, right? Everything burns because I was like, I wanted to be like, what? I kept my face so neutral. Great networking event. So many people came up to me afterwards and we talked about writing and their journey and everything. And a bunch of them were like, "Oh, I'd love to know more." I'm like, well, great news because Wednesday I'm hosting a workshop about starting your book. So you should come. Lo and behold, my workshop was last night. I had 25 people come to my workshop. 25. That's like crazy. The last workshop I went to, there was 8. I mean, I wasn't hosting it, but there were 8. So 25 people showed up last night. We had activities. I had a slideshow. So I talked about the different steps. So you have your idea and then what? What now? How do you start? You don't just start writing, or you do, maybe, who knows? So I walked everyone through it. I teacher moded them hardcore. I made them share. I made them do practical applications of the things I was telling them. I gave them resources. It was a discussion based. Listen, I was in my element. And a lot of them were like, "You're so good at teaching." I'm like, yeah, that's my job. I know. I am. That's my job. But it was so much fun, and I got to meet so many amazing people who have amazing stories and ideas. Oh, love it. And some of them were like, "You should teach this online." I'm like, maybe. I'll think about it. So lots of things to digest. When I come back from being in America after my hip surgery, I'm going to bring a box of my books because for some reason to ship to Saudi, they're $1 million. So I'm going to bring a box of my books back, and then we're going to have a book signing with the creatives club. And I'm like, oh, okay, good. Speaking of which, I'm hoping to have a 3rd book out by then. It is not book 3 in the Shadowfire series. It is book 1 in a duology called The Emperor's Assassin. So there's The Emperor's Assassin and then The Assassin Queen as the 2 different books. And I'm very excited. I am I would say 7 sentences, maybe 8 sentences, max 10 from being done with this first draft. I'm going to read through it this weekend and then hopefully do my edits on the bajillion-hour plane ride to Norway next week and then send it to a beta reader. And it's really short. It's way shorter than my other books. I think it's only 125 pages total from first page, not even like first page of story, first page of book to last page of book. So I'm gonna have someone read it, tell me what they think. I feel like it's missing some parts. Like I know that there's things missing. I just need someone else to tell me what they are. And then I'm hoping to kind of get it edited in April and then like put in the world in May. So we'll see. Maybe when I'm home, I'll do a book signing in like what's that called? In like the bookshop, All Good Books. We'll see. I think I need a task. And then I need to probably work on book 3 of the Shadowfire series. So we'll see. But I'm working really hard because it is a shorter book and it's only a duology. So, and I know everything that happens. Like I know exactly how it's going to end and everything. So I've been working really hard on that with my writing friends who are amazing. And I've been taking my Spanish classes, and I took this last week off because we had too much going on and he was going back to like the school to work. But yeah, we've got Norway coming up. I'm going to do probably a family newsletter next week right before we go to Norway, just to like kind of update on what is happening in the future. So we've got Norway in February next week. Then we've got Eid in March, at the end of March, early April, where we're going to the Philippines. And then Mom and I are going to the UK like April 11th. And then we come back the 18th. Like we both land in America together on the 18th of April. And then for like Easter, then I have my surgery on the 21st of April. And then I'm in America until the 26th of May because of my hip surgery. And then I'll be then we have like a plethora of other things happening in the summertime. And I'm like barely in Saudi. So we'll just have to see how everything shakes out post-surgery. But we have a lot of good things planned. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'm trying to make this one a bit shorter just because my computer is running out of space. And that's causing a ruckus. And I want to be able to show you some pictures. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. The panel and the workshop were so much fun. I loved the workshop because I got to like teach again, and I just really liked that. But I'm really enjoying writing as well right now. So that's me. If I think of something else, I'll throw it in the end. Thanks for watching, and you'll get an update post Norway.